My wife was fired, what now? Probably best to speak to a lawyer. Go talk to an attorney who specializes in labor law. Sounds like there might be a case. But I'm not a lawyer. Which country do you guys live in? Based on OP's own reporting. Co-workers. Plural. Felt OP's wife was being aggressive and OP supports this by saying, I think she. OP's wife was a bit hostile. The non-binary friend issue is just distraction. Wife has no case. Negotiate severance and be more mindful of when advocacy becomes hostility. For someone who claims that she didn't care if it meant she'd never work there again. She certainly seems really hung up about it. Sounds like unprofessionalism to me. Honestly. Negotiate the severance. Help her find a new job. And have a frank, compassionate conversation with your wife about the situation and how she needs to calm down and focus on her work. I guarantee you if she was actually good at her job, they would have had a talk with her before jumping to termination. Some battles aren't worth fighting. There are a lot of variables here, so it's hard to say with any kind of confidence. As others said, consulting with a lawyer is a good idea, and I think it's more likely worth the money than not. They can give you an idea what your options are. And you can often consult for free. And even if not free, it's not likely to break the bank. I think there may be a case here, but I don't think it's a strong one. Be prepared to be told that there is nothing that can be done or that the case wouldn't be worth pursuing, as it wasn't your wife that was discriminated against, but her friend. Your wife is causing problems, so they let her go. Best to just stay out of it. You don't have any grounds to stand on IMHO. Hostility is considered a more grave offense than using conventional pronouns. Something that was the norm even 5 or 6 years ago. And you're not even saying that the coworker was intentionally bullying the friend. They honestly might just not understand the concept of non-binary, especially if they were older. Again, this concept only went relatively mainstream a few years ago. Your wife was obnoxious to work with, and was fighting the battles of someone else in an aggressive and unprofessional way. If she made someone feel threatened, she has no leg to stand on. The correct way to have handled it would be to talk to the non-binary person in private. Ask how they want to proceed, and if needed, and talk to HR. HR would do the rest and mediate. And honestly, the company only cares about profits. At the end of the day, if someone's attitude threatens someone and impedes productivity, they will absolutely get thrown out. You're lucky you're getting severance at all. Your wife should have kept her nose out of it and let the person involved handle it. Like every stupid training we take talks about de-escalating situations and following a chain of command. She sounds like a cook. Run, don't walk. Your wife's a tool. Your wife does sound unprofessional though. If you're in a right-to-work state, you probably have nothing here. It sounds like this was all verbal. If unprofessionalism appears on paper but nothing else does, then, etc., 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 I'd never work here again, is plenty unprofessional enough, and the employer is allowed to fire her over that. Where do you live? I am not a lawyer. Lol, imagine getting fired over pronouns. It sounds like your wife verbally quit in an hostile manner. From your text, a lot here depends on what was said and in what order. A pretty weak case, and you should consider any blowback to you as you still have to work there. What exactly would she be suing for? She was not discriminated against. The behavior that she was objecting to came from other coworkers, not from a company policy or process. The company would likely agree that it is appropriate to use the correct form of address. Sounds like she should move on and chalk this up to experience. Seek legal advice. But don't get your hopes up. Your wife lost her job over pronouns, yikes. Sounds like you know your wife was wrong. It sucks. But that's what I see in your short post. Wife sounds annoying NGL dog. Your wife was sticking in where it wasn't necessary. It's up to the other person to correct people for themselves. That must happen very often as a NB person, so they either feel strongly enough to correct or they don't. It's not up to your wife to be the battler though. Too late now for her, but if she gets into a huge legal battle, are you prepared to also lose your job? Because a place that will fire her for sticking up for them will also fire you for being associated with that lawsuit. Not that I think there's a lawsuit to be had here. Good luck. She should have left the policing to HR. A company will absolutely not let you create a turbulent work environment.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Heracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.